In today's world, teens and kids all over the world stay inside and neglect to go exercise while their health physically and mentally start to decline. One of my most biggest reasons that there's a growing issue in this world is that the amount of time spent getting active and getting important exercise has decreased over the course of time. So I know people who have little siblings or cousins or friends that they just know that do not get enough exercise, and it's just very detrimental to their health. With the neglect of reaching exercise goals, kids and teens start to show signs of laziness. They can start to get obese, and it can even affect them later in life, putting their own future at risk, because the neglect of exercise is my biggest motive on how this is such a growing issue. There are many reasons why kids don't choose to spend time outside. One of the most important reasons is because they spend too much time on electronics. They have smartphones, Apple Watches, they have computer games, they have video games. Video games is the most important one in my opinion. And it's damaging their developing brains, like kids at a young age that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, elementary school, middle school, those are very crucial moments in their life. And if they don't get active now, then it just affects them later on in life. I want to share with everyone how I can encourage not only the parents to tell their kids, but directly to them on how important it is to just go outside. As a kid, for me, I'm not trying to say oh, I was perfect, but I exercised a lot, and I just want every kid in America, not only America, the world, to not be able to go through tough times if their health is being damaged by not going outside. So today I'll be discussing how to encourage more kids to exercise and what issues and solutions are told, like over the use of video games, what it can do to kids' health, and honestly, I just want to explain on what exercise can do to these kids. A crucial step that needs to be addressed is that teens are addicted to their cell phones, as I said before, and social media platforms, which can prevent them from getting enough exercise. With the emotional stress that can come from social media factors like cyberbullying. Let's say a kid makes mean comments online to a girl or a boy, doesn't matter. And they're like, oh, well, I have no motivation to do anything because this person thinks so-and-so, so I'm just gonna hide. It's not always the case like that, but most of the time it is. And binge watching, just staying inside, watching TV or watching YouTube videos, it can really damage their growth of their brain. And even just scrolling through apps you got TikTok now, Instagram, not really Facebook, but the use of smartphones and video games can make teens and kids lazy, which gives them no motivation, like I said, to even stay in shape. Not only does it affect them mentally by neglecting to stay inside because they'd rather play video games and scroll on their apps, but also performance at school starts to decline. So not getting active and staying inside just leads them to only be on their phones, not really studying. Because if you're not going outside, you're not really studying as much because you have no motivation to do anything. So it's very important that you balance exercise and homework. So I believe in some cases that parents need to enforce a limit and down on screen time daily and weekly for the children to have a chance to better themselves by getting active. I'm not saying drastically cut the use of electronics, but just maybe a proposal that would benefit the kids and their health on one, so both sides win. The simplest way to put it as a solution for inactive kids and teens is just by walking outside. Simple as that. Statistically, a child should exercise about an hour a day if they want to get on a system of consistently becoming more and more active to where they improve their health. In an article from Mayo Clinic, it states that guidelines from the Department of Health and Science and Human Services recommend that children at the age of 6 and older get at least an hour a day of exercise to moderate or vigorous aerobic activity. It could also work out if let me go back to what that means. So kids that are old enough to know what they're doing have that ability to make that decision that I want to go outside, I want to go play with friends. You kind of want to avoid the video games, and it's always good to have kids that play video games, or limit, but it's just nice when kids are able to go outside and have no limit, because parents want them to be outside. It could, also enrolling their kids in sports. I think this is very important. I have a little brother who, growing up, wasn't very athletic, didn't really go outside, and then we enrolled him in football, and now he loves it. So I think that can also be a good factor on this is very important. It has become a growing issue that kids don't get enough exercise. There are so many benefits allowing your child to get active, such as stronger muscles and bones, leaner bodies, less risk of becoming overweight, and a lower chance of getting type 2 diabetes, lower blood pressure, and cholesterol levels, and a better outlook on life, according to a Kids Health article back in 2018. More and more kids go outside for at least 60 minutes a day, which can lead to communities to be a better place. It only takes effort and time from the parents and others surrounding. In conclusion, I believe that we need to come together as a community and encourage kids and teens to be outside more. Like I said, video games, kind of limit them, or limit screen time on their phone if they're getting too addictive. If not, it's not really an issue, but it can be. So I just kind of wanted to say that we need to all make sure any kids in your community are being active, because it's 2021, almost 2022. So it's very hard for kids now to get active with all these games and phones they have. So I believe that the world would be a way better place if kids got more active.